Hey out there in YouTube land, y'all should just park your pickup trucks and get them kids off the four-wheelers. Tell them to bring you an ice cold one and join us right now for a little Ready, Set, Drone fun, cause it's First Friday and everybody's here to have a good time. I see we got a great group of good old boys in the chat tonight. I see Skeeter, Tater, Possum, Billy, Bobby, Ken, and my brother Brad from Virginia. All in the chat and ready to help us get this party started. Welcome all y'all. Hey, and welcome to our lady friend too. I know there's probably only one, but thanks for being here. It is First Friday and it's time to get started, so let me introduce your host, the man with the plan, the guy who can fly, the dude who's rarely rude, Kelly Shores. Yeah!
I'm not Kelly, but this is First Friday, and you're watching Ready, Set, Drone. Kelly's out of town, and I just let myself into his office. I found the key under the doormat, and I don't think he'll mind. But now I have free reign over all his fun gadgets. I might get into a little bit of mischief while he's away. This is gonna be fun.
Oh. Okay, I'm unmuted. Hey, Kris.
Hey.
How did you get in there? I left the key under the mat again?
Yes.
Oh,
you did.
Why do I always do that? Dude.
I don't know.
So yeah, you're in the studio. I'm in New York at the moment, and you're in the studio. What are you doing?
I thought you needed this mouse pad was a little dusty, so I decided to.
Oh, is that the Recovery One drone mouse pad? Yeah, it does get dusty. So thank you for doing that.
That's the only reason I came here.
Well, hey, you know, as long as you're here, could we just go ahead and do a show like normal? Yeah. I mean, would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. I'm all set up.
You're good? Oh, good. Well, you know, anytime you want to jump in, you're welcome to join us, because Kris really is the brains of this operation. For everybody who's watching right now, I got to tell you guys, Kris Waters is the man, and you already all know that. He writes the songs, he makes me look good, and I appreciate him. And I also appreciate all the folks I see in the chat right now. I see Steve Carpenter. I see Doc Murdoch. I see Artco Drone Solutions. I see Bob Casey. I see it's either Sergio or Michael from Fly Zone Drones. I'm never sure which one that is. I think it's Michael, actually. Charles Guluski. I've never met you, Charles, but nice to meet you. Nice to be in here. Idaho Quadcopter. What's up, Marcus? I see Tater Rogers. Tater Rogers is a regular co-host on the Ken Heron show. So, you know, we got celebrity in the house tonight. I got One Vision Ariel. We got Stingray Ariel. We got Joe Blaylock with his 35 months of flight crew membership. Joe Blaylock, I owe you a new t-shirt or something, man. Thank you for being a flight crew member. And thanks to everyone who's a flight crew member. If you are a flight crew member, you can go ahead and flex those special emojis that we have. We actually have a new special emoji. Kris, maybe you can throw it up there. It's the TexRex emoji. TexRex is my FPV name. No, it's not because I wreck so much, although that would kind of, you know, stand to reason, but it's TXRX, transmitter receiver, plus I'm old like a dinosaur, so TexRex. So if you do join the flight crew, I will send you a t-shirt if you join the flight crew. And if you're in the flight crew and you don't already have a flight crew t-shirt, let me know and I'll get you one, because I should give one to everybody. But yeah, just super. Bob Casey, so glad to see you. One Vision Ariel, thanks for being here. It just makes me so happy when I get on and see all these friendly faces, people that I know. TexRex with a W. I like the silent W in there, Tater. Thank you. So one thing I do want to tell you guys is we are broadcasting from Austin, but we are also broadcasting from upstate New York. That's where I am. And we are also broadcasting from Los Angeles, California, where our good pal B is, and he's going to join us here in a second, although I don't see his camera on currently. I'll see if I can ask him to unmute. Oh, there he is. Brennon is the first guy I ever did a live stream with on YouTube. He is the owner, producer of DRONR Tech, as well as Transit Films, which is his production company. He is on television. He's a producer. He's just an all-around really awesome guy, and he decided to join us here tonight, and we are all lucky to have him. So big round of applause for the man. I'm not going to sing. Should I sing Little B, or what's the one that?
Oh, you're going to sing the Ken Heron? You're going to sing what Ken sings?
No, I'm not. But but man, it is so good to see you. So tell us what's been up. You're in your new studio, right? And you said that this is the only room that's not decked out yet.
Yes. So before I had a studio in Glendale, now I have one in like up in North Hollywood in LA. That one was like 3,000 square feet. This one is like 11,000 altogether.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a sound stage. We have
three
a
of the old
studio.
ones.
You said what?
3 of the old ones.
Oh yeah, it's huge, and the ceilings are way higher.
Okay.
And so like I said, we have a sound stage, a green screen studio, a podcast studio, and we're building a second podcast studio right now. I have my office. That's where I'm sitting right now. The thing that nobody cares to develop. So I'm
right. All the stuff on still leaned against the walls. I see your DRONR plaque back there, and yeah.
So I'm still building mine out. And then we have like a storage warehouse and a bunch of office space, and it's a good time, man. Like we make a lot of content here, like a lot.
So for all of you guys that don't know, Brennon is one of the first people I ever collaborated with on YouTube. I think I reached out to you originally because you were one of the first Part 107 like professional drone pilots. It might have been the what was it, 333? What was the
333 exemption?
Was it that, or did you have your Part 107?
No, I was first in line for the Part 107. Like I actually had applied for the 333 exemption, but the wait list for that was so long. So I had applied for it probably like 6 or 8 months before Part 107 came out. And it sucked because there's companies that helped you apply for it, and we paid them all this money to help us apply.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And then we just never got it, and they disappeared. But at the same time, Part 107 came out and the same result. So I was like, whatever. Got that. And it was great.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of perusing drone videos, and I saw you, and you had a really amazing drone reel at the time, and you were a Part 107 pilot, and I asked if we could do an interview together, and you agreed to do it, and then you ended up coming to Austin, and we shot some video together. We played some table tennis together. So let me tell you guys, don't ever. And I think you were going to punk Jason Shepard at some point, right? You were going to go in there and just show him, like pretend to not know.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, oh yeah. I love this game. Can we try?
What's really funny is when you guys came to Austin, you stayed in that Lone Star Court, which is at the Domain, and there's a bar there. I'm trying to remember Punch Bowl Social. So Punch Bowl Social has it has shuffleboard, table tennis. I'm doing all the hand signals: shuffleboard, table tennis, darts. Those are the official hand signals.
Yeah, those good ones.
Shuffleboard,
bowling,
table tennis, bowling. there really should be official hand signals. Anyway, so we get the table tennis. The place is packed. I mean, this is pre-COVID. Everybody's in there. Everybody's having a good time. We're trying to play a game, and I think Brennon's playing left-handed, or what? Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
You're okay. So you're playing left-handed, and I'm feeling pretty good because I'm keeping up with you. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, kind of like Princess Bride. What you do not know, I am also not left-handed. And throws it over and spanks me.
Well, the funny thing is, there was another recent victim of mine with that. Is that there's a very famous guy. His name is Spice Adams. He's a comedian.
Spice Adams.
Yeah, he used to be an NFL player.
I thought he was like captain of a pirate ship.
It sounds like it. He would definitely fall into that character easily. But he's like a content creator now, and so he makes a lot of comedic content. So he's associated with all the comedians that I work with, and he came to our office to help one of the comedians I work with promote their book. And so he was here, and his wife was here, and I was giving a tour to his wife because she's really nice. And during the tour, he followed us, and he saw that we had a table tennis table in in our studio. And he was just like, oh, who plays that? I was like, I play it, but honestly, bro, like, we shouldn't do that. You don't want to do it. I don't really have time to do it. And I'll tell you how it ended right now. I tried to tell him, and he wasn't hearing it. He just started talking all this junk to me, and I was like,
anything that starts with honestly, bro, right? if you start a sentence with honestly, bro, then yeah.
I don't recommend it. So long story short, he made it impossible for me not to play because he has a huge personality. He's very loud. And he talks a lot. And so he decided to make it his personal vendetta against me, to defame me in every way possible in front of all the other comedians we work with until I played him. And all the other
okay.
comedians that I work with also told him the same thing. You know,
They're
he's
like,
I've never lost to anybody before. I'm the best. And I'm like, guys, can you tell him? And they told him, they're like, you don't want to play Brennan. Like, you don't want to do that. And
you're the best except for your father, as I understand.
my father,
he used to give you a whooping all the time.
Oh yeah, he still does.
Still does. Okay.
Oh, my dad beats my right hand with his left hand.
Oh geez.
Yeah, he's really good.
And it's not even child abuse. It's just character building, right?
Well, it was because he actually kept records of every single game we played since I was 16 years old. And he still has it. So technically, he definitely abused me as a child, and I will be filing something for this.
Well, I gotta say again, you are a man of many talents. I actually remember like 2 years ago when you came to Austin, I didn't know you could fly FPV, and you're like ripping around with FPV goggles on. I'm like, dude, when did you pick that up? But yeah, so Brennan owns a production company, if you didn't gather, in Los Angeles, Transit Films, right? Transit Pictures, sorry. You and Tony are co-owners. Yep. And 11,000 square foot studio. So tell me about the kind of projects you've been working on. I mean, what kind of things have you been shooting? What have you been
oh man, so much. But before I get into that, I have one last quick thing about the last story that you just need to know, because
sorry.
I'm petty. No, it's good.
This is about Spice?
Yes. That he was so confident he made a bet with me.
Oh, and this guy's probably got some money.
Oh yeah, but I'll
bet you a boat.
I was pretty much like, I don't want to take your money. So what I will do is do something to embarrass you. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, whoever loses this game has to spend the rest of the day with their shirt off. And I knew that he was still filming more content for the rest of the day.
Yeah, okay.
Podcasts, he still do other kind of things.
Yeah,
I made a host, like, pretty much for the rest of the day, he had to take his shirt off and go. He did a whole podcast like that, did another show like that.
Well, I don't know what Spice looks like. Is he in good shape?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
No,
so you with your shirt off might have been a better thing, because you're a pretty fit guy.
I mean, I'm not, let's put it this way, I think I'm in decent shape, but I'm not the kind of person.
I've seen you doing push-ups, man. I've seen you doing like 100 push-ups. And every time the drone comes through, you're still doing more push-ups. It's like on a continuous loop.
That did happen. That definitely happened.
Let me just tell you real quick. Normally I'm a Dr. Pepper guy on these shows, but tonight we are very close to Canada. Nice. And you can't really get this down in Texas, so it's Labatt's Blue Light.
I like Labatt's. Labatt's are good.
Oh yeah, okay. And you're going to be up in Syracuse in another
first weekend
month or so. What are you shooting something up there?
Tony, my business partner, is getting married.
What?
Yeah, he's from Syracuse. So he and his fiance are going up there, making us go up there, I should say. To get
married. I really hope sometime we can work something out for you to come up here and take a visit, because this place.
You're on an island, Kelly. I am on
an island.
I want to go there badly. I've never been able to hang out.
The island next door is actually for sale. So if anybody's got deep pockets and wants to buy an island, there's one right next door.
That's amazing. One day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'd be neighbors. We could build a bridge.
That'd be so
literally and figuratively, right?
That feels like the Emperor's New Groove at the end of that.
Ebony and Ivory.
I knew you were gonna sing. You and Ken Heron can't help yourself.
We can't help it. Yeah, it's something we do. And here's my very tall son.
That's Tate.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Tate?
He can't hear you.
He looks like such an adult now. Yes, he looks grown.
Brennan's excited to see you. Yeah, I got the headphones on. So
okay, I love that, man. Sorry, Tate's amazing.
But so as far as the kind of stuff you've been filming and stuff like that, I know you moved into the studio. I did see that fly through. That was the new studio, right? The one that you did the FPV fly through.
Yep.
Have you been doing any drone work, or have other people been flying for you, or what's the kind of current stuff?
Mostly other people have been flying for me.
Okay.
Because I'm the guy in the office now.
Yeah, it's very hard to be the pilot when you're in charge of a shoot, right? You need someone else to be behind the sticks.
Yeah, it's you already know there's a lot that goes into being a professional drone pilot or cinematographer on set. Like, first and foremost, obviously safety. But you got to have them check the gear a million times and make sure everything's working and all the systems and everything going the way it's supposed to. You know what the director wants, and the vision and the framing and the frame rate and the color temperature.
Yeah.
There's so many things you have to be locked in on. So like I can sometimes do both. Like I'm actually going to be in Alaska on the 18th, from the 18th to the 24th of this month,
Nice.
to be shooting a project, and I'll produce that and do the drone on it. But for the most part, I haven't been flying too much. Like I've been mostly, if I fly lately, it's been like favors for friends and things. So it's like I had a friend who's doing a feature film in North Carolina, and all he could afford was a plane ticket, for me. So I was like, dude, you're my friend. So he got me a plane ticket. I flew out there. I went there. I flew drone for his project. And
Nice.
apparently it cut together perfectly for everything he needed it to do. So I was super happy to do that.
Well, I remember you actually got connected with, I don't even know the guy's name, but it's a big YouTuber to fly. So is one of the big, can I talk about this? Is one of the big YouTubers that got
I
a
don't care.
early
Yeah,
drone from DJI.
Mhm.
And basically the dude was like, I don't know how to fly this thing. And so he found Brennon
Yep.
and said, hey, I've got to review this thing. Can you help me make some cool shots with it? And so you ended up flying it for him, right?
Yeah, you talking
I
about
think,
Jesse?
yeah, Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse,
He,
he wanted everything. He didn't want me to just help with the with flying it. He also wanted me to make the video. So he did like before the DJI FPV drone came out. He hit me up and was just like, hey, we had a mutual friend. Is really how it happened. We had a mutual friend, and then the mutual friend's like, oh, I know a guy who can fly this. And then we were talking, and he was just like, and I was like, also, I've made all of these videos. And he's like, you want to just make this video for me? I was like, "Sure." He's cool,
nice.
He was cool. So, and then him and Casey Neistat showed up.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So
That's
we got to,
awesome.
hang out with him too. Everybody was really cool. I was just, all right, this is random. It's like being in the presence of YouTube royalty that's been around
I
for like decades.
I did meet Casey Neistat one time at an event at Grand Central Station in New York, and I have to say, shook his hand. He's like, "Hey, yeah, you want a picture?" And he just like grabbed my phone and like literally like a ninja, just like and did a great selfie of both of us, and hands it back to me and says, "Nice to meet you," and walks off. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
"Wow,
sounds
you
like
must have done that about 10,000 times."
no, he was cool. Like I actually got to interview him on camera. They didn't use
Oh,
any of the
wow.
interview in the cut, but I interviewed him and everybody else. And for some reason, his favorite thing to do during an interview is say the most inappropriate things possible, so that you can't use the interview. So he's
Right,
like, I
right,
want
right,
to use the interview. So he just
right.
started saying things about drugs and sexual things the entire interview.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Wow.
cool.
I want to real quick. I just looked over here, and I want to just point out this is my old laptop. I just got a new laptop, and you see what's right there, front and center. As a matter of fact, it's
DRONR.
kind of below the other stickers because it's been on there the longest. Yeah, I've got a lot of folks who are watching right now. I've got the Fly for Fun show. I've got Tex Arc Drone Guy. That's Michael Wright, and I've got River City, DRONR, Eat More Possum, any drone list, like lots of cool stickers on here. But I got a new laptop. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this, when I'm back in my studio, I'm going to make this my on-camera laptop for chats and stuff like that, and then use the other one for all the technical stuff.
I'm honored to
But
be not covered up, but also one of the
yeah,
original.
you're still. I couldn't cover you. I mean, I'm just running out of space, but
Yeah.
you're still right there, man. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, if you guys don't know, Brennon was actually on a. And by the way, thank you to Joe Blaylock for the super chat, the 1999 super chat, and Northside Hawk. Thank you for joining the flight crew. Awesome to have a new member. So great to meet you, Northside Hawk. I will give you a wrench as well. But Brennon was on a television show. Well, a television. That's a very antiquated statement. He was on a program that was aired on Facebook, right? It was a Facebook show originally, and now it's on Discovery.
Yeah, it went on Discovery, and then it went on History Channel, actually.
On the History Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking for a lost city in South America. He was the tech guy, and I'm not using air quotes because
I am not
I don't think you're a tech guy. No, but I'm using air quotes because they sort of branded everybody as, this is the scientist, and this is the sexy girl, and this is the tech guy, and this is the, blah, blah, blah. So they did all that, and it was amazing. It was really fun to watch you. But the coolest thing was he had a big ass Ready Set Drone sticker on his laptop, and whenever the tech guy would pull up footage or whatever, there it was. They actually called or wrote me an email, and I had to sign a disclosure or an agreement to say that it was okay for them to use that. And I was
I
like,
told him
hell
it was
yeah, you can
fine.
use
They're like,
that.
give us his email. I was like, okay, he'll
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was pretty. It was really fun because I watched it with my family. We had it on the TV, and every time you'd be on, we'd first of all back it up and watch it 2 or 3 times, and then when the laptop was on, we'd pause it and hey, there it is. So that was pretty fun. Well, Northside Hawk joined because of Sunrise Water Media, as well. You should. That's really why everyone should be a member, because he's awesome. Kris is awesome. You only met him briefly here, but I think, Brennan, you've probably heard the Ready Set Drone song. And that was Sunrise Water Media had a big hand in making all that happen. So he's a good guy. But I want to ask you, getting back to having other people fly for you, what kind of drones are you mostly flying still? Inspires, or are there other? What's the?
There's 2 drones.
Trees?
There's 2 drones that I fly. I mean, it's still the Inspire 2. They haven't put out Inspire 3 yet. So the Inspire 2 is still a monster with the X7. And then right now it's the Mavic 3 Cine, which is a dream to fly.
Mavic 3 Cine, yeah. So the one with the ProRes and the hard drive built into it.
Yep.
The Mavic 3 is a dream to fly. I agree. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think Captain Ray Kelly is in the audience, and he won a Mavic 3, not the Cine, but the Mavic 3, the standard, at Spin Up last year, and,
that's awesome.
And loves it. But yeah, it's an awesome drone, and they've done some firmware updates to help with the GPS and stuff like that. Do you find that, like, on a professional set, the Mavic 3 Cine is adequate?
Oh yeah, the Mavic 2 Pro stood up. To be honest, like,
yeah.
The only reason you get, you keep getting the new drones after something works. Like the Mavic 2 Pro is a fantastic drone.
It is. I agree.
That's what we took out into the jungle with us. Is like that's what most of that show
was the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah. And so the Mavic 3 Cine is, obviously an upgrade on that. Oh, we're still there? Yep. An upgrade on that. And I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's just absolutely incredible. And the big reason I got it is because you have to stay competitive. So it's like there's other drone companies that are putting bids in on these projects, and it costs less to have a pilot work with the Mavic 3 Cine than it would be for an Inspire 2 Pro.
Right. Just because the Inspire takes so much more time to set up, it's so much more dangerous, honestly. Yep. I mean, you could do a lot more damage with it. There's Ray Kelly. He says the Mavic 3 is my favorite drone. Absolutely. That was one of the greatest moments of Spin Up 2021 was when Ray Kelly won that, because I didn't even draw the name. Somebody else drew the name out, and he didn't know. It was one of the speakers didn't know Ray Kelly, and he's like, Ray Kelly, and everybody just went apeshit. I mean, they just went crazy when he won. So when you fly the Mavic 3 Cine, or if you're flying the Inspire 2, are you mounting? You said the what camera did you say goes on the Mavic 2? Or I'm sorry, the Inspire.
The Inspire, the X7. The
X7. Okay, that's still a DJI camera, right?
Yeah, definitely. So it's the most advanced Zen Muse camera that they've put out. But I have the full lens set. We have two of them. Currently I have 2 Inspire 2s with X7s, and I have 2 Mavic 3s with Cines and 2 Mavic 2 Pros.
Wow.
Because, well, the thing is, like, so my team, like, we get brought on to TV shows, and when you get brought onto a TV show, the gear is just gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you'll be on a show.
If it's gone for a month, you have to have something that is gonna last, or something else you can use.
And you have to have redundancy with drones. So the idea being is that when you take Mavic 3 Cine with you, you take a Mavic 2 Pro as your backup. So we have 2 sets of the Mavic 3 Cines, and then we have 2 of the Inspires. So, typically there's almost always one of the Mavic packages is gone. Wow. So like the 2 of those drones are always gone somewhere. Like right now, I think it's in Bolivia or something.
So the package is the 3 Cine is the primary drone, and the 2 Pro is the backup.
Correct.
Okay, and that's you have 2 of those packages versus the Mavic 3 Cine and a Mavic 3 Cine as a backup, because you figure odds are pretty low that you're going to need the backup, but in case you do, at least you can still get the shots.
Yeah, and when you want to play around and just do dumb stuff because you're in a place that's beautiful,
right.
If you're there to do work, then you just pull out the backup drone, and just play around with that one.
Speaking of playing around and doing dumb stuff because I'm in a place that's beautiful. Oh, and by the way, I meant to. You and I haven't talked in a while. And by the way, guys, I literally texted Brennan a couple of days ago, and he agreed to hop on with me, and I truly appreciate that. That's the kind of guy he is. He's got your back. He's going to help you out if he can, and he did tonight. So thank you. I asked you if there was anything else up in your life, and you kind of mentioned that you might have something kind of exciting to talk about. or to
Yeah,
at least
man.
share with the audience?
For sure. It was hilarious. I should have saved it for the broadcast, but you asked the question, so you got what
Yeah,
you got.
I did. I mean, because my
Um,
face went, what?
yeah, his face blew. It was hilarious. Is I have had, I can't know if you can see it or not. I had a little boy.
Yeah. Now don't say his name, because I actually want to use his name. If it's all right, I want people to guess his name later in the show for a giveaway.
Okay,
Is that all
cool.
right?
That's
Okay.
fine. Well,
Okay, because
he's 7 months old. He wakes up every day with a smile on his face. Like he pretty much is. He seems like he's happy to be here, and he's a good
yeah.
time.
No, that's awesome. And you look fairly well rested. I mean, you look alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. You know, that's all you can be, right?
Yes, I was, but the thing is, you know me, Kelly, like I'm pretty lively in general. So even if I was dying of not getting sleep, I'd still probably be very
Yeah,
similar.
you'd rally.
Oh
You'd
yeah.
rally.
So and
Yeah,
I
for
just,
sure.
I like to think he got that wakes up with a smile on his face from me. So I'm
Plus,
like, yeah, this is every day.
I will tell you that, when I had kids, and there's a lot of parents in the audience right now. When I had kids, I do remember there was a certain energy that they gave you. Just like, it's kind of weird, but like just when you pick them up, you just felt this sort of somebody's somebody said little B.
Yeah.
Went baby B. Though there's good names. See, you should have taken
Baby
a
B.
poll. But just when you pick that kid up, it was just something about just touching the kid, just like gave you this energy, you just felt this, I don't know, sort of renewal. It was pretty awesome. But so congratulations. No, I'm super happy for you, and I hope I get to meet him, and I hope I get to come to California and see your studio. I'm sure I will. As I said,
You
my
will.
son is looking at going to San Diego State, but I know that's a little ways off, but it's still coming out to California more often before it falls in the ocean. I need to do that. I want to be able to say,
I think Florida's gonna go first, but we'll see.
you think Florida's going first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Captain Ray's in there. He can tell us about that. I don't know, man. I will say Austin, it's been over 100 degrees in Austin almost every day since June. And that's like 40 days or something. So my son's girlfriend went over to our house just to kind of check on things for us, because I've been up here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she did a FaceTime for us in the backyard. She went around the backyard at the garden, and it looked like somebody took a flamethrower to everything. I mean, it just was all
Wow.
burned to a crisp. Now, I have a sprinkler set up on certain plants, but everything else was just gone. How is LA been pretty hot or just pretty much normal?
It's been chill. Like
Okay.
hasn't been hotter than normal. It's actually, the temperatures have been this year has been pretty regular as for a year for LA. Last year,
Because last year you had a lot of heat and wildfires and stuff like that, right?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the wildfire season is coming upon us now. It starts like now. So, don't worry. There will
Doc
be.
Murdoch has 11 grandkids, so I guess you and I have a way to go before we're
Good
caught
Lord.
up with him. That's a lot of grandkids.
Doc.
So I wanted to just talk about 360 cameras real quick. I've been playing with a couple of them as of late. And have you used any on any of your shoots?
Yes, actually. I did a custom shoot for have you heard of the movie Creed?
Yeah.
So
About
Creed,
it's like a Rocky thing, right?
yeah. So I was the technical producer for Creed 2 for the audience plates. And so we had to have a 360 camera that was a custom build.
Oh,
that
wow.
We went into Barclay Arena in New York and Brooklyn during the title fight between Deontay Wilder and David Ortiz, or whatever his last name was, Ortiz. And right before they got in the ring, we brought our rig and put it in the middle of the ring, and got on the microphone and was like, "Hey guys, this is for Creed 2," and like pretty much got them to give reactions like, "Oh, a big punch just landed," and so we got all the reactions, and they used those reactions in the movie.
Wow. So in that software, I mean, in that shooting, I assume, I mean, what I'm talking about is Insta360 cameras, which are a lot more consumer based, but I assume that they can go in and pick the shots they want, right? They can kind of rotate around.
Yep, and they stitch it all together. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's so sweet. Have you done that on a drone at all?
I have flown a 360 camera on a drone, but it was a couple years ago.
So I wanted to show you this. And by the way, my brother Brad from Virginia, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by tonight. I was actually just showing everybody my River City UAV on there, or RVA, actually. So this here is the Insta360 Sphere, and it's designed specifically for the Air 2 and the Air 2S. So it's nice because there's two different drones it can fit on, but it goes on the side like this. I've got rubber cups over the lenses right now. It comes with those. But Kris, can you roll the first video from this Insta360 Sphere? So this is footage of the Insta360 Sphere coming off a little walkway, and then I basically do a 180 in post, right? And it's recording. The biggest thing that's problematic about this is the stitch line is right in front and behind the drone. So the things that are directly ahead of or behind the drone are in the stitch line. So that's, so basically you want to have things below you or above you when you're flying with this thing, because that's where you're going to get the best. I actually flipped the Air 2S. Look at this. See that?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that's some FPV skills right there.
Yeah, with the non-FPV drone.
I had to turn obstacle avoidance off to do that, and then I went to like 10,000 feet. So there are actually 30,000 feet. There's me at 30,000 feet.
Nice.
A little bit of an FAA violation. Sorry about that. And then kind of
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Came down, and then did a little of warping of the earth. But this is all stuff you do in post, and that's the trade-off with the 360 camera, is you can shoot this amazing stuff, but you basically have to go into the post-production, into the software, and do stuff with it, right? So you have to pick what you want it to do. You have to pick where you want it to focus. You have to pick the thing where it looks like it's 30,000 feet in the air is called Tiny Planet. You can also do a fisheye. You can do a standard view. There's just all these things. It's more work, but it's also more versatility. So it's kind of one of these things where you have to kind of figure out. And that is where I am right now, that we're looking down on. Kind of a cool pass over it. And again, that was all done in post, right? I flew over it and I picked that as my central point and was able to do that. So yeah, kind of cool stuff for the Air. And you said you have an Air 2S, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting one of those now as you said that. I mean, I have an Air 2S.
Why? By the way, didn't you have an Air 2? Why'd you end up getting the Air 2S?
I don't know why I tell you things. I was on a vacation with my girlfriend and I was in Belize.
Belize, yeah.
Oh, so beautiful there. I don't know if you don't know, Belize is a English-speaking Central American country, and it is amazing.
I've heard that. I've never been there. And there's also a big island off of it, right? Like Belize Island is, or it is an island, or it's on the mainland and an island.
No, it's like a peninsula.
Okay.
But I think it felt like a peninsula. The whole place felt like an island, but it's not an island. I'll get that spin. But it was pretty. Yeah, I know. I'm over here like, look at that. That's beautiful.
Another flip.
Yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, I took off with my Air 2, and it told me when it took off. It was like something was wrong. I don't remember what the error message was, but I was feeling too confident because I'm in front of my girl, and I was like, I'm not,
it's fine. Rub some bacon on it.
Fine. I mean, I got this. So I played around with it, like, okay, left forward, up, down. Okay, it looks fine. It's fine. So I went and got a couple shots, and I was like, oh, I'm not even worried about it anymore. And then out of nowhere, it was just like, it just fell. It just right into the ocean. It was just like, boom.
Were you able to look at the logs or anything like that and figure out what happened?
I don't know. I didn't even look at the logs. I was too embarrassed. I knew it was my fault. I was like, I should have listened to it when it told me to. And again, I was on vacation. So
yeah.
I got into the good times right after that. I'll say that. And I was
like, whatever. I mean, when you put $1,000 drone in the drink, that's something you're gonna do.
Yeah, you have a drink. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. I just put my drone in the drink. Well, let me show you one other shot from the Sphere here, Kris, if you'll play the video too. And this is kind of cool. This was, I was trying to do a smooth fly through all the way through the trees. So that's the boathouse coming down. And I'll tell you, the water up here, it's fresh water. It comes out of Lake Ontario and flows into the Atlantic. It's very clear. It's very clear, very blue water. So coming down, and then I had a little bit of okay, what's going on here? Where's the ghost branches? You hear about those ghost branches, right? And then just kind of like went through, but then you throw this effect on it, and it gives you this really cool kind of I don't know, almost like the trees are coming out to eat you or something, right?
Wow. They're encircling you.
Yeah, they just kind of like go all
How big
around.
was this hole? Because it looks like there is no hole as you're flying through.
No, it's not very big. It's not a huge space to fly through, but of course the 360 camera definitely gives it more of an effect here. And this is kind of
Right.
cool when I came out the other side. But again, this is I could take this same footage. Oh yeah, and I flipped it again. I'm just
Why
showing
not?
off here at
Why
this
not?
point. Um, I could take this footage and make it look so many different ways, right? And
Mhm.
that's a really versatile and cool thing. I've seen a lot of shots of people playing sports like tennis or something where they put a 360 camera in the middle and they kind of go back and forth. So, and then the other one that I have, Kris, if you can come back to us for a second. The other one I have here is the Insta360 1R, and that's the 1-inch sensor. And this thing is a pretty legit camera as far as low light goes, as far as frame rate goes, 4K. I think it's 5.7K is what I've been shooting in. So you're
Wow.
getting 5.7K in 360, but it's basically has a 1-inch sensor on both sides. It has two 1-inch sensors on it. So you're 1-inch sensor on that side, 1-inch sensor on that side. And so you're getting a very good, high quality image to stitch together when it's all said and done.
How much data does that use? Like if you're like in memory card space.
I've got a 128 card in it, and we took it to a little town near here called Clayton, and I shot all day with it and didn't fill it up. Didn't fill up the
Wow.
128 card. And
Okay.
now I'm not shooting anything super lengthy. I'm shooting like little bursts at a time, like 15 seconds of this, 10 seconds of that, but probably shot, I don't know, 60, 70 clips and didn't use it all up on the
Okay.
128. So yeah, no, I'm really Tater Rogers says 2 inches of sensing. That's right. You add them together. Uh, I have not done, it's supposed to have a low light mode. And I will say the stars here, if you go out, now the mosquitoes are also pretty bad, but the stars are pretty awesome. So if you go out after dark, you can get some nice footage of stars. So I'm going to actually put it up tonight or tomorrow night. It's pretty clear tonight, and see if I can get some time lapse of the stars with it, because it has a night mode, but I haven't
That
played with it.
sounds amazing.
But
I'd like to see that footage, sir.
I want to show you one more thing, Kris. Can you play number 3? So one of the coolest things about here, and I'm going to go around to the other side of the house here in a few minutes and show you guys. That's the front porch of this house that looks out on the water, and freighters go by all the time. And I know Joe Blaylock chases a lot of ships, so I can appreciate it. It's fun. It's really fun when you see a freighter. I'm like, oh, there's one. I'm gonna go fly over it. See what I can get. So I flew over to it with the 360 camera, and then I just kind of tracked alongside of it for a little bit. And of course, again, this is all how I edited the footage together. I have the normal footage, which I'm rolling on the Air 2S, which is great footage, of course, as well. But then this is all stabilized in the Insta360 software, so it comes out pretty good.
That looks
Feels
good.
like is it still
It's
moving?
frozen.
I don't know. Kris, is that still rolling? It's hard to tell. Anyway, this ship was pretty cool. It was covering or it was carrying giant blades for windmills.
Oh, the wind turbine.
The wind turbines, yeah,
Yeah.
like those giant turbines. Kris, if that one froze, can you go to the next one, the next freighter one? Because it's actually a cooler shot. I think I was
Ooh.
able to fly right over it with this one. Did I? Anyway, I kind of flew over the bow of the ship and got a pretty cool shot of the wind turbines from above, but maybe we're not going to see them. But I'm going to put out a video about the sphere, and I just got a notification because I'm on the Insta360 mailing list or whatever, that they now have it back in stock. And I think it's only like $450. I say only $450. Yeah, there it is. You see it there with the wind turbines.
That looks so dope.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Oh wait,
Yeah.
I think I end up like, okay, so I ended up actually flipping the drone upside down again because I'm such a badass with the Air 2S, and yeah, and then I went up to 50,000 feet up here in the
How quickly you
clouds.
got there is really the impressive. I don't know how
Yeah,
you were able to get those engines to work like that, but
you
only ready
know,
set down.
that was about 3/4 throttle. That's all it really was. About 3/4
Yeah, it
throttle.
wasn't
Just
even
got
full.
up
That's
high.
really impressive.
Yeah, okay. No, I think this is where I fly over. I don't like to fly over them because I feel like that's probably not legal. but I do like to get as close as I can. So I kind of crept up on it here. Am I creeping up on
Flying
it?
with boats might be my favorite thing to do with the drone. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well,
Especially in passing.
there's really nothing you can hit out there. You know,
Yeah.
that's one good thing. Now, this was probably a mile and a half from where I was. So I'm not very close. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like just right there. I mean, it's still line of sight, but barely. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, look at that. See, looking down on the blades there. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I don't know, man. I feel like you could probably market that Sphere as something to do really unique shots with. I'm actually doing a video for a hamburger company. I don't know if anybody's heard of Wayback Burgers. I think they started in Connecticut and they have a couple of franchises in Austin. Yeah, and then that was a pretty cool move. That was pretty dope, huh? And we're doing a commercial shoot for them. We're just shooting the footage and then giving it to them. They're basically using it for social media and their website, you know, like the wallpaper on their website. But I told them about taking a 360 camera and doing some 360 in the restaurant, POV of like the burgers being made and like the trays being carried and, you know, all that sort of thing. And then I'm going to bring this Sphere camera and do like a flyover of the restaurant and try to do some cool effects for them for social. So that should be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the other thing, you know, that you and I have talked about a lot in the past, and I know you've done a little bit of, and you certainly know some of the celebrities in the space, is FPV stuff. Have you been flying any just for fun or whatever?
Nope. I
No?
have not been. I have been hiring FPV pilots. I know for a fact I would not hire myself as an FPV pilot, even though, you know,
Not yet.
I was blown away by how I flew when I was in Texas with you.
You flew great. Yeah, you were, but you know, I think it's also, I will say, like when I'm with Doc Murdoch, I feel like this sense of confidence. Like he gives you this sense of confidence and he raises the game. It's like it's probably be like playing table tennis with you. I think I play better, even if I lose, I play better with you than I do with other people because you're rising to their level.
For
So
sure.
so yeah, I mean it's fun, but here's I want to play that last video, Kris, number
Oh, I'm so
5,
happy.
I
Like,
think.
let me play this clip of Brennan flying. I'm like, no, don't do that.
No, this was me just a couple of days ago, and I actually flew again today, but I didn't get the footage online soon enough. But you know, you're flying basically over water a lot of the time, and if you hit a tree or something, you're going in the water. So
For sure.
it's not a it's not a very it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's so much fun and it's so beautiful. I was trying to get those pigeon or seagulls to come off that little shoal over there. They just
Yeah.
sit there and they don't move for anything. I flew over them many times with the Air 2S and they don't move. And I thought the FPV would get them over, but yeah, I cut up through the trees here. Now this is all just with the Action 2 on the actually on a Gep RC 5-inch FPV 6S quad.
That looks, you're making me miss it right now because I remember
Man,
when I
it's
was with
so
you,
much fun.
I was ripping through those trees. I remember that.
Yeah, at Sean's dad's place. We all went
Yeah.
out to Sean's dad's place and you flew. Actually, I went out there again and they asked about everybody, including you. They were like, "Where's that guy that lives in LA?" And I said, "Oh, he's not here right now." But yeah, this was just so much fun. And then I come around the corner and I think this might be where it happened. My son was out on a jet ski with his buddies and I kind of got some cool footage of them coming in as well. Yeah, this was down through, this is actually where I'm sitting right now is that porch.
Nice.
Right there. That was at sunset. And by the way, I'm going to walk around to the other side. So you, as a matter of fact, I might do it while we're looking at this footage.
I'm over here
Yeah,
just entranced. I want to fly now.
it is very relaxing. It is very therapeutic. It is very engaging. And ultimately, if you're not doing it over water, I feel like it's something that you can kind of relax and have fun with. Like Matt Cundiff, who's in the chat right now, he just started flying FPV less than a year ago, and he's already way better than me. He's a badass at it. So it's so cool to see people just kind of putting in the stick time and getting better and better.
Yeah, you know, most of the stick time I did was in the simulator.
Which sim were you using?
That is such a good question.
Was it Velocidrone or
Velocidrone.
Liftoff?
It was
Okay.
Velocidrone. Yeah, I was using that, and it's to me, the simulators are way harder than flying in real life.
Yeah, it actually is, but that's good, right? Because
yeah,
the consequences are so much lower. If you screw up, the consequences are so much less, right?
right.
If you
And so I
if you
got really
crash,
good in the simulator. And just so you know, like when I flew at your house, I hadn't flown any FPV since I had started flying the simulator, and I had put a lot of time into the simulator.
okay,
So
okay.
I put that drone into the air, and I was like, wait a minute, this is way easier. And that's why I started just ripping, because I was just like, oh, I could do this. This is
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
is so much easier.
And here's the other sort of ironic part is the bigger the drone, it's actually easier. Like a 5-inch drone is much easier than a little tiny hawk or a tiny whoop, right? Those are more challenging, in my opinion, to fly than a. Hey, I see Harley FPV in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. What's up,
No,
Greg?
I agree. The tiny whoops are way harder to fly than any. Like the bigger the drone, the easier it is to fly for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice
If you get a
landing.
nice 5-inch quad, yeah. Thanks for rolling that, Kris. I think I stand up here and we don't need to see my. I think I held it right up against my stomach, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's a terrible shot. So I moved out to the front, and I shared this with you earlier, but there's the horizon, and this, like I said, my in-laws bought this, or my wife's grandparents bought this house in the 40s,
Wow.
and so that you're looking at over there, where the sun is, and that
Yeah.
piece of land on the other side, that's Canada. So we're sitting in New York and looking across at Canada. So, yeah, I think who was it said that earlier? Somebody, Doc Murdoch, or no, maybe it was Tater, said, "Do maritime laws apply?" No, but I will say that I've been really careful not to fly too far that direction. The ships that come through here come through on the U.S. side. They come on the American channel. But once I go over them by maybe 100 yards or meters, because it's Canada, then I'm in Canadian airspace. And yeah, I got to be, I don't know. I will
Not
say,
worth playing with.
no, it's really not. And there's two other kind of weird things. Number one, I have seen drones, meaning military drones here, coming over, like fixed wing drones flying over. And every so often you'll get Fort Drum is near here. Every so often you'll get military planes flying right down the river. They just like to go just cruising right down. Helicopters, planes, you name it. And then of course pontoon planes will fly down the river as well with
You mean like
tourists in them and stuff.
seaplanes? Like they
Yeah,
can land on
yeah,
the water?
yeah. They'll
That's
take
like,
off and land.
that is my goal in life, is to get on a seaplane. Because at first it was a helicopter, but I did that when I was in the jungle in the Amazon.
Right,
And now
right.
I'm just like, if I could fly in anything, the one way of traveling that I have not done that I still want to do is I want to get on a seaplane.
It would be like, the most baller thing ever to land at your island on a
A
seaplane.
seaplane.
Right. And then you're like, hey, I'm gonna run down to Syracuse and pick up some groceries. I'll be right back. That's
Yeah, straight up. It's like, why not?
But the thing that really is a little bit nerve-wracking, again, is just that you do get these every so often. You get military planes coming through here. Now they come in low, but they're probably still 1,000 feet, right? I mean, they're not like buzzing in the water at 300 or 400 feet. Most of the shots I'm trying to do, and I think we've got almost sunset going on over there. Just about got it on the far side. My father-in-law always says "ball down" when the sun goes down. That's his little expression.
Man, that you are there right now in a slice of heaven. That is so cool that you guys get to do that.
And especially appreciative when it's 103 in Austin, right? That just makes it so much better. I mean, I love Austin, but man, I am so not looking. We're going back. We leave on Thursday, and I'm so not looking forward to the rest of August. September, October, it'll get better, but no, that heat has been.
What's the weather like there?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's probably 72 right now. Sitting out here, sometimes we have to have a jacket out here in the evening. It gets a little hot and humid, but you just jump in that water. That water is cold. So that water is coming out of Lake Ontario, and it is probably 68, which for water is pretty cold.
Right.
It definitely, I jumped in, we had gone down to Watertown, which is the town between here and Syracuse, to do some grocery shopping and stuff like that. And I came back and I was just sweating super hot. I went and jumped in the river, sat in, just let the water. If you're in cold water, it'll drop your core temperature, you know. And now I'm super comfortable, and it's also cooled down a lot. That's why I was sitting on the other side when we started, because the sun is pretty intense right here. But man, just so excited to know, you're a father. That's amazing. That your business is doing well.
I didn't even tell you anything about the stuff I was doing, did I?
Yeah. What other projects you've been working on?
So you remember the live stream comedy show that I showed?
Yeah.
That was happening. So that live stream comedy show is still happening. We've sold like 250,000 tickets to that show as of this moment.
Wow. Wow. And so people buy virtual tickets. They get on for $10-20 online. Yep. And you said you don't even care if they share them with their friends. You're just like,
I mean, I prefer that they buy tickets to support what we're doing, because what we're doing is building this new infrastructure that's like it's supposed to be a beacon of like hope for like new media content creators, is because, you know, that platform, the Keep Your Distance comedy show, allowed us to be able to create this platform, which is called Kev on Stage Studios, which is our own streaming service. You know, so you can download it where you can buy anywhere. You can get Hulu, Netflix, you know, any of those things. You can download it. Just type in KEVON, Kev on Stage Studios.
Kev on Stage, okay.
It's comedic content. You know, we make really funny, like awesome stuff. You know,
and it's an app. It's an app that you pay a subscription for, or one time, or
it's either you pay $50 for the year or $5 a month. Very reasonable.
Okay. Yeah. Kev on Stage.
See, looks like this.
All right.
You see
I think Kris might have had it up on screen a second ago. Okay, so that's what the app looks like.
Yeah. So it's just
and you film all the content at your studio?
Most of it gets filmed at the studio. So we did one show that was a travel show. Well, we've done a couple travel shows, but like one of them is called What's Good. It's taking comedians on the road to try the best food in the cities that we go to.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like I said, there's Love on Stage right there. We have a dating show. We have Give Me Five, which is like a comedic show. Like there's Crafts and Cocktails. It's a drinking and making stuff show. Like it's all, the vast majority of it is hilarious.
You know, of course, Ken Dono has drone brews, which is, you know, drinking and flying, which nobody recommends, but drinking and crafting, that sounds pretty good.
Oh man, and she brought some Angel Moore is the host of that show, and she is a successful actor in her own right, and so she was bringing like super famous people to our studio, like the girl from Modern Family, like she came in and did an episode. So nice. She's not a little girl anymore, but
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so she came in and did an episode, and just like all these celebrities, I'm like, I grew up knowing all these people. They're coming in, and like
that's awesome,
and they're getting wasted on camera.
So is that outdoor space? Is that outdoor space that you had for the comedy shows for the Keep Your Distance? Is that part of your studio now, or was that your old studio space?
That's the old studio. Actually, I can show you guys if you want to see. Hold on.
So where do you film those now?
I'm about to show you. Okay. I told you it's like a 10,000 square foot building, but there is a sound stage, so I will walk you over there. Right now, we're set up for a show that we have that's called Workplace Comedy. It's our playoff
Workplace comedy. Okay.
It is so funny.
And so for this, was it a separate producer that hired? Oh, nice. Nice. So a separate producer that's renting the space, or are you guys producing it, or how does that work? The Workplace comedy.
No, I do. I hire a producer that does it, but
okay, but this is your show. Like this is original content for your. Okay. Correct. Okay. This is all original. A lot of this is original content. You don't do a lot of work for hire anymore.
I hire per project, and so for every project that we're doing, it just depends on. Uh-oh, my internet go out?
No, I mean work for hire as in the content you're creating is going on your platform mostly, or are some people hiring you to do content for their own stuff, for their own reasons?
It's both. To be honest, at the moment, it's both. I'd say 75.
You're frozen again, B. Wi-Fi in the studio is a little weak.
Something that pays.
I heard 75. That was the last word I heard.
Oh, I said 75% of the content that I make now is for us to own, and it's our stuff. and then the other
Okay.
25 is somebody else paying us to do it.
Right, which funds the engine.
Yes. Well, kind of, because the subscribers actually fund the engine.
Right. No, I'm gonna go get the app. Tate loves. Oh man, that is trippy. What goes on in there? Is that your rave room?
This is our podcast room.
Okay.
And so you can change the colors, whatever you want.
And I guess you film all the podcasts as well. They're video and audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you.
I mean, you might as well. Wow. What just out of curiosity, what's your kind of workhorse camera these days?
Canon C300 Mark III.
Okay. I was looking at that camera. I actually just got a C70.
Oh, that's a fantastic camera. That's our secondary.
I really like the C70. Yeah,
we have three of those.
The reason I got the C70 is I really wanted the RF lens mount.
Yep.
Because I have an R5 and I think it's fantastic, and I wanted the RF lens mount to work with both, you know, and so because I looked at the C300, I was thinking about, like, the Mark II was pretty inexpensive, but it was all EF lenses, and so I've basically got rid of all our EF lenses and went all our RF lenses now.
No, you made a really good choice, Kelly. The C70 is a workhorse. We have
it's amazing.
We have 3 of those, and we have 3 C300 Mark IIIs and 2 C300 Mark IIs.
Okay.
And I'll say this is the C70 is the one that we like the most. It's so versatile.
Yeah. It's so compact. You can put it on the gimbal. I mean, it actually works on. Have you guys played with the new DJI gimbal, the new series they came out with?
4D?
Yeah.
We actually use them all the time on shoots. They're great.
Nice.
They work really well. They have a new mode on them. There's a new mode on them that's like FPV mode, where where it looks like you're flying an FPV mode.
Yeah. I've seen some footage of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. Actually, my
friend, dude, I mean, I'm just like completely blown away by the fact that you have built this empire, and I think the most impressive thing for me, and the thing that I admire and want to do the most, is the original content piece, right? Because it's one thing to be hired to make a video for somebody, and that's what I still do, right? I still do a lot of that, where somebody says, okay, like this hamburger place, Wayback Burgers, they want some footage. Whoa, that's trippy.
Yeah, this is using the 4D for an FPV shot.
Oh, dang. That is smooth. Was that in a distillery?
Yeah. A whiskey distillery.
Where was that?
I think in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I guess Bourbon.
Wow. Yeah, I did a tour. It wasn't Buffalo Trace, was it?
No.
Do you remember?
Actually, I do remember. I'm not allowed to say. That's what I'm not saying.
Okay. I did a tour at Buffalo Trace, and it looked a lot like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and look at how you in the shot, you can do, like you said, he goes around this corner, and it's just like, oh wow.
Do you know what the racks that they put those barrels on are called?
I do not. What are they called?
They're called ricks.
Ricks?
Yeah, I learned that. Like, that's 5 ricks high or 6 ricks high. It's however tall. And then the little hole that they test is actually called the bung hole.
That's hilarious.
I didn't know that was a real thing. But the hole where they pour the stuff in and then they plug it.
You think that's where Beavis and Butthead got that terminology from?
Well, yeah. I only knew it as like an idiot or whatever they meant.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like, I always thought it was something else, but maybe they got it from alcohol.
You know what I wanted to say about that Whiskey River, take my mind. I want to say about that shot with the effect, the FPV effect that you had. That is interesting, because you could do that with a 360 camera. You could walk through there, have stabilization going on, and take the 360 camera and do, in post-production, do a spin like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so, if you were such an amazing pilot, you probably could do that with your footage with those 360 cameras too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in a building, you could just do it with a stick, right? You just have a tall stick. So, no, dude, I actually did a FPV fly-through at an art gallery.
Really?
Yeah, I did I'll send you a link to it. Probably 6 months ago, I was hired by an art gallery in Austin to do a fly-through, and it turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy. It took about 20 takes to get it all. Hey, what's up, Kai? I see Lone Star UAV in the house. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
What's up, Kai?
I did a fly-through at this art gallery, and I did 2 different cameras. I was using the Go 2, little tiny Insta360, the one that looks like the peanut. You know, it's just kind of a and then I did the one with the Action 2, and the Action 2 footage turned out better. I mean, it's just bigger sensor and all that sort of thing. They weren't looking for anything super fancy. They just wanted a cool fly through of their gallery so they could kind of show it off on social media, and so it was a good deal. But well, dude, again, I really appreciate you hopping in. I appreciate everybody hopping in tonight because it was 30 minutes early. I did that because I needed to sit outside, and I knew the sun went down around 8:30 up here in New York, and so the sun is down, and that's when the skeeters come out.
So you about to get inside. You're about to get.
They get kind of bad, but I had promised a giveaway based on your son's name. So how about if we give away something? Are you in the chat? You see it?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think what I could give away, I'll give the winner a choice between a Ready Set Drone shirt, a Spin Up shirt, or my Tex-Rex shirt, which is the FPV. It's the Tex-Rex. I'll have to send you the logo, but it's a dinosaur flying with goggles on, flying FPV. It's kind of a cool. Kris, you don't happen to have a picture of Tex-Rex anywhere handy that you could throw up, do you? Anyway,
can I give them a clue?
Yeah, you can give them a clue if you have one that's not too obvious. I had a clue in mind, but I want to hear your clue. So.
Well, I'm curious what your clue is now.
Well, mine might have been too easy. So let's okay, here's what we're doing for the prize. Again, picture it will be a t-shirt in your size, and it'll be either Ready Set Drone, Spin Up, or Tex-Rex t-shirt that I'll send to you when I get back to Austin. And you have to guess Brennon's son's name, and he's going to give you a clue.
The clue is he has a very presidential name.
Presidential name. All right. Frank Wang. Named him after the CEO of DJI.
Hilarious.
The DRONR Jr., Devin, Steve Knowles. Oh, he's just saying hi. That's Barkley saying hello.
Frank
All right.
Wang.
Presidential name. Yeah, that would be he's president of DJI, I guess. I don't know if Harley's saying hi to Brad or if Mike is saying hi to John. Brandon.
Barack.
No, not Barack. Abraham, Theodore. Oh, Chris Hope.
We got it. Chris Hope got it.
Chris Hope for the win.
Chris Hope got it.
Man, Lincoln. That's right.
Lincoln.
What was the inspiration behind Lincoln?
His grandfather's name is Lincoln, and honor his grandfather. So Lincoln it was, and I personally
he didn't name his son Trump, so it was either Lincoln or Trump, and you were like, let's go with Lincoln. You know,
gotta go with dice. And I'm a big fan of The Legend of Zelda, so I'm gonna call him Link his whole life.
Oh, nice, okay. And Link was also a character, I think, in The Matrix.
Yes,
one of the characters that ran the Nebuchadnezzar.
Wait, isn't Link the person that betrayed them on that movie?
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was Link. Well, Chris Hope. That's right. He's the one that was eating the steak and like, I don't care, put me back in. I like the taste of, of steak. No, Chris Hope did not know the name in advance, and so this was not #rigged. But Chris Hope.
Link is the black dude with the dreadlocks. He was not the one who betrayed them, but he did get brutally murdered.
Yeah, it was like Tank was one of them, and Cypher. Maybe it was Cypher.
Cypher. Yeah,
that betrayed them. But anyway, Lincoln was the. Chris Hope says his grandson's name is Link. Wow, very cool. See, it's full circle.
Yeah. Awesome.
So Chris, I will hook up with you. And that is a perfect transition. B, if you can stick around, you're going to want to see this. Chris Hope does a video for me every month called 2 Minutes of Hope. And it's always awesome. It's always something interesting and different that you wouldn't see elsewhere. And so Chris Waters, if you've got 2 Minutes of Hope ready, let's take a look. bit about this to me, and they basically had to pull the roof off to replace what was cracked. They were doing some repairs. Hold on, let me actually find. I have his email from him, and I'll read it to you guys. I'm assuming you can still hear me. So this is in Tennessee Colony, Texas. They store natural gas in a salt cavern, and they use these engines with compressors to store the natural gas in the caverns. And if you think about an air compressor home, it's just a lot bigger, but it's the same concept. And the engine that was used for the compressor had an overhaul, had cracks in it, and they decided it was better to just replace the whole dang thing. So they took the roof off. Kris got his drone and got his camera, and they lowered that thing with the giant crane. And there you go.
Well, I have a question about this. Does that engine run off of natural gas?
Oh, good question. All right.
If it's pumping natural gas, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
yeah. It seems like that would be like free fuel for them.
Right.
Chris Hope, can you tell us, does that run off of natural gas? I'm gonna ask him in the chat. Does that run on natural gas? Question mark. You know, the thing is too, air compressors are pretty awesome. I bought one finally because we had redone our floor, and I decided to do all the trim work along the bottom. Yeah, okay. It does run on natural gas. It does. Good guess. I mean, that would make sense, right? Yeah. But salt domes, that's really the coolest thing. I want to go in a salt dome sometime. I'm just going to go up and, lick the walls because it's a salt dome. So the other thing, and so thank you to Chris Hope. If you guys don't already subscribe to Chris Hope, get out there and do it. If you don't already subscribe to DRONR Tech, I mean, you haven't put a video out in a while, but are you planning to do more stuff, or are you kind of on pause since everything else is going on?
I'm pretty much on pause for now. I don't have too much incentive to do it because I don't even have time to breathe. A new kid, businesses at the same time. I'm just like, yeah, this is my life.
Yeah. Well, you got like 25, 30,000 subscribers, right? I mean, it's nothing to throw away. You need to find yourself an intern that make content for you.
I might do that. Actually, I don't even know how many subscribers I have. How many do I have?
It's like 25 something. I think I watched a few of your videos today. But all of that said, I did want to take a moment. I do this thing at the end of every video, or at the end of every First Friday, where we have Subscriber of the Month. So I have somebody that I have been kind of paying attention to, who's been commenting on not only my videos, but other videos in the drone community, someone who's going to be a positive, person in this community. And Barkley, I think, was the last person. He's part 107 drones or 107 drones. And so, and he just commented and said, don't lick the walls because they might be made of potassium chloride. Well, it's not actually what he said, but that would be funny. Anyway, we have a really awesome Subscriber of the Month for August. Someone that I thought might be here tonight, but I actually haven't seen her in the chat. But it's someone who's been commenting on a whole bunch of stuff. And I know I don't know if Matt Cundiff is still in the chat or not. Maddie, are you there? I'm going to just check real quick at Maddie. Oh, yeah, Maddie's Drone World. There he is. So Maddie actually set up a GoFundMe for Susan Lee, who is our Subscriber of the Month. She has had some medical issues. She has had some challenges and is trying to basically buy a van that can get her in her wheelchair to medical appointments. And it's she's just one of these people that, as I've observed, has been just so awesome about commenting on lots of videos, really participating in the chat. Let me see if Susan is I don't see her in here, but she did actually comment on my little trailer video earlier today and said, hey, have a great show tonight. So guys, what I am going to do as Subscriber of the Month is I'm going to go to her GoFundMe, and I'm going to make a donation on her for her to help her get that van. So if you guys can do that, let me see if I can find it real quick. The GoFundMe, I seem to have lost my browser tab here. Hold on. Where's my browser tab? Browsers. There we go. Okay, I got it here. I'm going to switch over to here, and I'm going to put it into the chat. And so if you guys can go help out Susan Lee, that would be awesome. Even $5 would be great if enough people do it, right? Anyway, Susan Lee is awesome. 107 Drones, I agree with you. Thank you, Gary Bauer. And so Chris Hope, everybody agrees. Susan, you're awesome. I hope you watch this in replay, and just want to say congrats to you and thanks for being so awesome. And speaking of, Brennan, thank you for being so awesome.
Hey man, thank you for having me. I love you and your family.
I love you too. And I appreciate the fact that you always want to say hi to my my teenage kids, because there's not many people they actually want to say hi to, but you're one of them.
Dude, they're awesome. Your kids have it's been nothing but good vibes with them ever since I met them, and it's including and your wife.
Well, thank you.
And so they've always been amazing to me. Like you guys always make me feel at home when I'm there, and I don't take that for granted. And
well,
so
I do. I will say, knowing, I think you had told me that Tony was from Syracuse. Maybe there's an opportunity for us all to get together up here one summer, because we're actually trying, as I get older and get closer to retirement, we're hoping to spend more and more time up here every summer. You know, we're going home next week, but I'd say in the future, I'm going to try and be here through September, maybe into October kind of time frame. It gets cold, but I'd rather wait it out until the hundreds break in Texas, right? You know, when it's back down below 90, I'll head back. That's you know, even if it's 42 up here, I'd rather have that than 105. So
I can understand that.
Yeah,
I would love that. You know, this is actually going to be my very first time into upstate New York, so hopefully I enjoy it. But I definitely
Syracuse is a cool town. I've spent a bit of time there, flown in there many times, and if you get a chance, there's a ton of lakes and rivers, and you could go up to Lake Ontario. I mean, you could go over across to Kingston, or into Canada if you wanted to, and check stuff out. It's all good.
Well, for me, I'm from that region anyway. So I'm from Michigan, so like I'm very familiar with the Great Lakes.
So actually, real quick, when we leave here, we're taking the kids to the airport, and then Jody and I are going to Frankenmuth. Have you ever heard of that place?
Yeah. It's a German town.
Yeah. It's we're going there. I'm doing a bike ride with a buddy there. Gonna go do a 100-kilometer bike ride with him. I'm not in shape for this. This might be my last First Friday, actually, if things don't go well. But I'm going up there to we're gonna stay with him in Michigan for a couple of nights. Then we're gonna go do that bike ride, and then we might go up to Mackinac.
I was gonna say you should go to Mackinac Island.
We're talking about actually going out there and doing it. So super excited. By the way, I think Fly Zone Drone, they are having in Chicago, they are having a meetup there that's coming up, I think, in the next weekend, maybe this weekend. And the reason I can't go to that, Michael, if that's you or Sergio, I'm not sure. I'm never sure who Fly Zone Drone is, but if it's one of you guys, I can't go to that because I'm going to be at that bike ride, which I told my buddy a long time ago I would do with him. So kind of already booked for that weekend. But if you guys can make it to Fly Zone Drones, I think if you go on their Facebook channel, they have a lot of information about it. So all good. Anyway, yes, I forgot you were from Michigan. So it'll be Jody's first time there. I've been to Detroit a few times, but excited to go to Frankenmuth and check out the German stuff and do the bike ride, and hopefully not have a heart attack and keel over. It'll be good.
They have really good fried chicken in Frankenmuth. You should try it.
We got a reservation, so after the ride, we're going to whatever the famous fried chicken place is to have that. So that's our follow up. And then going to go down visit my grandmother in Kansas City, and then unfortunately, my Uncle Bob, who was my grandfather's brother, died 2 weeks ago, and they're having his funeral in Kansas. So we're going to his funeral. So I'm not going to be at Minefield, which I was planning to go to this year, but I'm going to go to Uncle Bob's funeral instead.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man, he was in World War II. He was 96, 98, something. I mean, he was closing in on 100, and he still traveling, still sharp as a tack. I mean, just really, really amazing guy. And so going to go pay respect to him in Kansas, and then head back down to Texas. So all good in the hood. But yes, Michael, thank you. I will definitely you guys give me a little more warning, and instead of going bike riding, I'll come visit you guys. Maybe I can get Brennon to come up there and hang out with us as well. But dude, it's been so nice to have you here. We're already over our time. I promise you less than an hour. Thank you for being here. And I think for everyone, what's your old catchphrase?
Stay fly.
Stay fly and don't fly alone. We'll see you next time. Kris, roll the outro.
When I fly, I won't fly alone. I'm gonna fly with Ready Set Drone, 'cause Ready Set Drone will always fly with me. Flying fast and flying free, flying with friends is the life for me, 'cause Ready Set Drone is my community. Goggles and rotors and FPV, props and motors and ESCs, gimbals and cameras are what we use to fly. Sharing stories and swapping tales, amazing triumphs and epic fails. How will you know if you don't ever try? Ready, set, drone, spin up your props and plug in your phone. Fly with us and we think you'll agree. Ready, set, drone, what's the point of flying alone? Flying with friends will make you feel so free. When I fly, I won't fly alone. I'm gonna fly with Ready Set Drone, 'cause Ready Set Drone will always